Ratta.
Yes.
Tell us about this film.
This film, it's a romantic film, and it's not only a romantic film. It is dilemmas of the relationship, the challenges that are being faced. We have shown that as well, and how to surpass them.
I have seen that, of course, Punjabi cinema has grown. There are a lot of writers, directors, but I still see inclusion or presence of women when it comes to production, when it comes to direction, writing, or music. It's just negligible.
Yes. As actresses, because definitely there are a lot of actresses here, but when it comes to say direction or DOP, the director of photography, or say producers even, they are very less. Probably, I mean, maybe that's their individual choice, but I feel the day women come into this field, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be something different.
Hello everyone, and today we are with Diljott, Punjabi actress. But before that, I would like to say that she is an academician. She's quite a brilliant girl who's been a topper throughout. Twice the head girl we were discussing.
Yes.
And a huge body of work when it comes to education. She has a lot of degrees and she'll tell you herself. And then we are going to discuss about her upcoming Punjabi film Ratta. But before that, Diljott, I'm so curious about this long list of degrees that you have, and what made you then completely switch from something like public policy and human rights to Punjabi films.
Okay.
So first we start with being a Chandigarh girl or being a Mohali girl.
Yes, very
Right?
interesting,
Yes.
very interesting. So basically, I was always very bright in academics. I did my graduation in psychology honors, topped in the university, Punjab University, Chandigarh, and did my masters in human rights, again topped in the university. So दो बार university gold medalist, and then did my postgraduate course in NGO management from MIT, and then studied public policy from Harvard University, USA, and international development from University of British Columbia, Canada. So those are the degrees, and besides that, I always loved studying. You know, I loved academics. Not that I have to get marks and be a topper, but मेरा ये ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ कि जिन्ने भी concepts ने, my mom and dad also always said कि ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ concept clear ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਨੇ.
Alright.
And I always feel and I always believed in this कि मैं जो कर रही ਹਾਂ, let me give my 100% to it. You know, I'm spending my energy, I'm spending my time, putting an effort into that. Then why not give your 100% to it? And ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਕੰਮ ਬੜੇ ਚਾਅ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ with full enthusiasm, with your full mind and heart into it, then good things happen. And I topped, I'm a topper as you said. And then you asked how the switch. So I was always passionate about acting, dancing, everything creative right from my school days. मतलब ਹੁਣ भी मैं दिल्ली पब्लिक स्कूल चंडीगढ़ तो अपनी स्कूलिंग की थी. I was invited as the guest of honor at DPS Chandigarh in December last year. And my principal ma'am, she's still the same. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਰੀਮਾ ਦੇਵਾਨ ਜੀ ਉਹੀ ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਨੇ. So she said, look at your journey. We are sitting on the same sofa. You were studying here as a student and such a bright student. And she said that in the pandal. सारे ने उन्होंने अपनी speech किया that she never sat. She was always on the stage, no matter what is happening, you know, ਭਾਵੇਂ plays ne, dance competitions ne, debates, declamations. We used to go for Qawwalis at Tagore Theatre, Chandigarh.
Alright.
So I was always there. So ये मेरा passion see, but at the same time, I loved studying. I didn't want to leave my studies in between.
Okay.
Because as a girl, I feel it's a huge backup. It's a huge security, and studies and academics is always with you. And nal, I mean, something that gives you creative gratification. I didn't want to leave this either. So then I thought, okay, now I'm done with my academics. Let me just professionally adopt it as a profession. Although I was already doing it alongside with my education. When Patiala Peg happened, so I was in my graduation.
Okay.
So yeah, and such an exciting time, you know, because see college भी हर रोज जाना है, and then universities में masters जांदी सी, and people had started recognizing me as an actor.
Okay.
So very interesting and very exciting.
So you were doing plays along with it, Punjabi plays or theatre?
Plays जिमें school च में ज़्यादा कितने नहीं.
Okay.
We used to do English plays like Martian Odyssey, and I remember the first time we did that, I was in class 7th, and we went for dubbing.
Okay.
मतलब ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਨੇ ਹੋ ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ ਹੁੰਨੇ ਹੋ, you don't imagine these things ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ dubbing ਲਈ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, and we went for dubbing. So mostly during that, and in college and university ਜੋ ਵੀ ਆਂਦਾ ਸੀ, it could be Punjabi plays, Hindi plays, but I was more into films.
Okay.
More into films and less into theatre.
Okay,
Yes.
you're a film buff.
Yes, yes.
And so while doing graduation, Patiala Peg happened. Did the
Yes.
makers get in touch with you? that break, or did you have to audition, or there was a call for audition?
Yes. So before
That's the
that,
first Punjabi film.
yes. So what happened कि उस तो पहला मैं already एक film दा shoot कर रही थी, and this industry, you know, it's not very big.
At that time, it wasn't.
It wasn't, yeah. उतना भी like, you know, the creative people, they keep meeting each other. बेशक वो behind the camera ने ऐसी front of the camera. There are different occasions where we meet. कोई film event आ गया, music event आ गया, you know, these
The heart
platforms.
was always there.
Yeah, we keep meeting. So when I was doing this film, in between Patiala Peg happened, and the team approached me, the directors approached me. They said, it's a huge song, you know, audio बहुत अच्छा है. Diljott Dosanjh, and we, all of us as directors, we want an actress
Okay.
who can carry forward this important song on the basis of her acting prowess.
Okay.
And then I said a yes. I said, okay, let's do it. What's the audio like? And बहुत ही अच्छी story सी. I had so much to do in that song if you have watched it, and everybody has watched it, of course. So मैंने बहुत अच्छा लगा, and yeah, that is how the journey started,
That
and
is how
I'm
journey
cherishing
started.
it.
So, once you were back with the degrees, you never
Yes.
thought of entering the corporate world, or you already had that body of work in the Punjabi world,
Yes.
Punjabi cinema, that you said, fine, now I'm getting continuous work from here, let's just stick to this. Like, there must have been this crossroad where you have to, it's like you cross the bridge when you come to it.
Yes. Yes.
It must have been a difficult decision also. How did you tackle it?
Yeah, so like right during the graduation, as I told you, I was already doing a lot of creative stuff. Songs mile, hai na, and then films milan lag gaya. The journey had already started. Even during my masters, I was already filming a film alongside. It is only that I used to balance my time very well. 24 hours honde ne, I used to sleep a little less, or you know, मतलब हर घंटे इन्ने घंटे पढ़ना है. Then I have to dance because I'm bachelor's in Kathak as well.
Okay.
So I have to dance also. I have my shoots as well. So, but I always had it in mind कि पढ़ाई विच नहीं छड़नी. I have to keep it going.
So, human rights, public
Yes.
policy, and Kathak, of course, is being applied. Psychology. How are you applying these three in the film career? Do they come in handy somewhere?
They
during
do.
negotiations or?
Oh, they do, yes. First of all, I think education in general, it makes you confident. है ना, थोड़ी personality development हो जाती है, and you are so rational. And then you know what is right and wrong for you.
All right.
Education is beyond degrees sometimes, I feel, you know. तो थानू right ते wrong ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲਣ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, because that cannot be taught. It comes with time,
Yes.
and it comes with practical experiences as well. So I thought, yes, I'm ready to face the world, and I'm ready to face the any kind of मतलब कोई challenges आंदे ने, dilemmas आंदे ने, I'm ready for all that. And when it comes to psychology, of course, and public policy, international development, because psychology is all about how you think or how you react to anything, है ना? So a lot of those things, the psychology of the characters that I portray, like in this film that I'm doing, Rang
Yes, so
Ratta.
Rang Ratta, we'll come to that. Yeah.
We'll come to that, and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਰ character ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਅੱਛਾ ਇਹਦੀ psychology ਕੀ ਹੈ, what she's going through, and at different points how she's tackling everything. So definitely it is an implied and applied psychology, it comes into that, and application of education is definitely very important.
Very important.
And besides that, having done public policy, masters in human rights, and postgraduate course in NGO management, I have my own foundation, which is a registered trust. So that's Dream Buds Foundation, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ underprivileged ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ dreams ਨੂੰ fulfill ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ.
All right.
So another part where I'm applying
This
my
is in the
education.
Tri-City, in Mohali,
Yes,
Panchkula,
it's a
Chandigarh.
registered trust in India, but we are working everywhere around India.
Okay.
And obviously working a lot in Mohali, Chandigarh, and
All
around.
right. And so now this year we are going to see you on 23rd March. It's releasing.
24th.
24th March.
Yes.
Rang Ratta.
Yes.
Tell us about this film, and what is that moment when you read the script? Again, you know, I always ask actors that lot of scripts come your way, lot of people come and tell you,
Yes.
they make you sit for narrations.
Yes.
There has to be this eureka moment when
Yeah.
you say, yeah, this is the film that I want to do.
Exactly.
So tell me, what was that trigger?
Amazing
that, okay,
question.
Rang Ratta is the one I'd like to
I
do.
love your question, yes. So this film, it's a romantic film, and it's not only a romantic film, ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ dilemmas of the relationship, the challenges that are being faced, we have shown that as well, and how to surpass them and come out of them, you know, we are giving a solution as well through a narration. And of course, it's a commercial film. It's very entertaining with beautiful songs and melodious music. And coming back to my choice when I read the script and my character, so I'm playing a character. Her name is Simran.
Okay.
ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ initially she's a very simple innocent looking girl ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਪਿੰਡ ਤੋਂ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ she goes into a new land of opportunities or a new country, Canada. So we've shot most of the film in Canada, Ontario, ਬੜੀਆਂ different locations ਤੇ shoot ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ and she goes to a new land, Canada ਉਹ land ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ but ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਉਹਦੀਆਂ hopes ਨੇ, aspirations ਨੇ ਜੋ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਉਸ country ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ. So she faces a traumatic experience when she lands there and she doesn't have a shoulder to rely upon. ਜੋ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਸੋਚ ਕੇ ਗਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ responsibility ਨਹੀਂ ਲਈ ਉਹਦੀ and there's nobody to help and support her. So of course she's heartbroken, she's shattered initially, but then there comes a time when she says, okay, I have to get up. I have to, मैं सारा ਨੂੰ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ let me be strong enough and face all the dilemmas. ਤੇ ਉਹ cab drive ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ. I'm playing a cab driver's role.
All right, interesting.
It's very interesting, right? And she gets independent. And then she says, okay, I have to feed myself, economically independent hona hai. And in that journey, she meets Roshan Prince. He's playing Karan's character. Oh, milde ne. And then our film, our narration progresses with the journey of the car. मतलब ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ twists and turns ਆਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ, how she gets genuine love. And how she never gives up. She's persistent.
Does it turn into a road trip kind of thing or some
there is
love on the wheels or something like that?
There is a journey. There is a journey in the film.
Okay.
And through that journey, we've shown a lot of beauty of Canada and our film progresses a lot. ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦਿਖਾਇਆ how my character Simran, she never gives up. She faces ਜਦ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਸਿੰਪਲ ਜੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਵੀਂ ਕੰਟਰੀ 'ਚ ਗਏ ਹੋ ਕਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਏ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ it's not easier, it's easier said than done. But she says, okay, this is not the situation, I can't be weeping over it. ਤੇ ਉਹ ਖੜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਤੇ financially independent ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ and she says, okay, let me adapt this lifestyle. ਤੇ ਕਾਰ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਮਿਨੀ ਕੂਪਰ I've driven in the film, the red color, on the roads of Ontario. And that journey, so basically we are trying to say through my character and through the film that never give up, be persistent and cherish life, never complain. कि कुछ भी ਹੁੰਦਾ complain ना करी जाओ, you have to get up someday and do something about it. So that's a roller coaster ride, I would say.
So does the character somewhere narrate with your personality, being an optimist, a never give up kind of person?
Definitely, I would say yes, because when I play any character, obviously I leave me behind and I adapt to that character ya odi ki life situations ne. But if I'm taking parts from Simran's character, a lot I can see in me. If like I am ever faced with a dilemma or a challenge, I would never say a no, that okay, I'm not dealing with it. I would face it and I would be strong enough, because education di aapa gal kar rahe hain, education teaches you all this. You have a problem in front of you, you need to see what is the solution, what can you do to it.
Any challenges or any traumatic experience that you have dealt with head on?
See, like honestly, not a major one, fortunately, but chote kadi professional intricacies aa gaya, you have to choose something you want to do or you shouldn't do, but I'm bold enough and I'm honest enough with my own self. ਇੱਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਇਮਾਨਦਾਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ. when I would like to tell to all the girls rather ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ situation ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, when you have to choose between doing something and not doing something, always listen to your own self, your inner self, you will have the answer. So that is how I am. And ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਾ, you are confident enough, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ problem ਲੱਗਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ. You say okay, I can deal with it, bring it on. That is the confidence we need to have.
Punjabi cinema, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and then of course there was a huge yawning gap because of terrorism and other economic factors, and then it was revived in early 2000.
Yes.
But when it was revived, the women or the actresses or the female characters in the film were still relegated to the background.
Yes.
They were just the pindi kudi, or they were this beautiful sau kudi, and the innocent girl who falls in love. Everything was still very masculine in nature, in presentation. Is it still the same, or do you feel that there has been a shift? Your roles are getting meatier, the writers are also, the actress is not an afterthought? Do you feel that you've
I
seen this
think
change now that you've been in this
yes.
industry for say 7-8 years?
Yes.
A good amount of work you have done.
Yes.
Have you seen a difference from the first film to now?
Of course, I've seen the trend is changing and the change is there. You know, when I get approached with the scripts and new films, I always make it a point that, okay, I need a character where I have something to do. It should have potential. So there's a big change. Like even in this film, Ratta, the character that I'm portraying, Simran's character, it's not objectified, it's not a decorative role that you're just there on the silver screen for just entertainment. I mean, there has to be something that
There is substance
that
to
you
it.
yeah, you have substance to it and you are there to prove it, you know, through your acting prowess, and something that changes somebody's mind. I feel even if one girl has a change of mind after watching it, my part of acting or my part of the role is done. You know, and even in the Hindi film that I've done, and it's on the release, a Bollywood film, it's titled Crispy Rishte. I'm playing a role. Her name is Anjali. It's a very strong character. I mean, 90-95% she's there in the film, and she has something to do. That is what kind of actor I am. I mean, I need to play a character where I have something to do at least.
So do you want to have this come in this space where you can easily cross over from Hindi to Punjabi, Punjabi to Hindi, probably even other languages?
Yeah.
Did you see yourself in that kind of space?
Yeah, it was pretty easy, you
And
know.
OTT
because-
is becoming very big.
Yes, yes. For an actor, I mean, you know, you work hard for every project, whether it is a Punjabi film, just the language changes, whether it's a Hindi film, and where it is releasing, that is also very different. When you're shooting, your whole mind and heart is into the script and your character. What is happening with it, that's a later thing. I mean, that's for the distributors, producers, and the rest of the team to see.
Okay.
But when it comes to me, I give my 100% to every character. I do my homework, I give my best to it, and that's what matters, you know.
And you know, the Punjabi cinema also now has become big, and it has its own camps, it has its own big names. Anyone you'd like to particularly work with? Any director, producer, writer that you're like, this is the person in Punjabi industry who is to be watched out, and I want to be part of his or her production?
It's a very tricky question because, you know, I say, okay, you have good scripts, anybody can come to me and we can have an open discussion. And I'm very fortunate and very lucky that I've almost worked with all the big names here, all the heroes, all the singers, you know, I've had a chance to work with them. So, I mean, for me, it matters. Jada bhi anda, you know, they can bring the good scripts and content, and I'm a very flexible, open-minded person.
So you're being very diplomatic right now.
You know, I don't want to offend
don't want to
anybody.
name the person.
I don't want to name the person because, you know, I work healthily and I would
It'll
love
send
to
a
work
karmic this thing. Ting. Diljott wants to work with this person, and so ting ting the
Oh,
call
yeah,
comes.
yeah.
But yeah, because we know in Hindi industry everybody has a list, and we know that list. I want to
Yes.
know who's the happening person in Punjabi right now. I don't say Diljit because Diljit has become international.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's Amrinder Gill I haven't worked
Yeah,
with.
yeah,
And
yes.
with Stinder Sartaj, I've done a song, probably a film with him. He's very talented. So, I mean,
Any
for
director and writer?
for an artist, I tell you, the list is always endless because an artist always craves for better roles, good scripts, good teams. So I can go with everyone.
You know, amongst the actresses, Neeru Bajwa has made quite a name and position for herself. She has
Yes.
started her own production house.
Right.
Where does Diljot see herself, say, 10 years from now? You know,
So yeah,
where
when
do
it-
you see yourself? Or do you want to still be the lead actress, or do you want to diversify? Do you want to evolve from this? Probably get into writing larger roles, get into
Right.
production.
Yes. So honestly, like I go with the flow a lot. Like right now, I'm very young in my 20s. So cherishing this beautiful phase of life, playing the main lead characters, you know, and experiencing cinema as such. I'm experiencing Hindi cinema, Punjabi cinema, also like exploring English cinema as well. So really enjoying this phase of life, but I'm very open-minded and I'm a person who's a learner. You know, in the journey, I would love to diversify and venture into other aspects of creative cinema as well.
What attracts you apart from acting?
I think I would love direction maybe.
Okay.
Direction is quite interesting.
And the subjects that you would like to pick?
I haven't
Given
decided
a
so
thought.
much.
But when you read a
It would
newspaper
be-
or when you are abreast
Yes.
with certain
Definitely a part which is very close to reality,
Okay.
depicting stories wherein everybody can relate to them and maybe can take back something with them when they come out of cinema. Like this film as well, Rang Ratta, you know.
Any film while growing up, particularly, it can be any, but in also in the Punjabi industry, that has stayed with you, and that because as children we are impressionable,
Yes.
and it stays subconsciously in our mind. Anything that
Yes.
stayed with you and that makes you closer to this industry.
Yes. So initially, what I can remember when I was in school, just like in first and second grades, you know, at that time, Manji diyan films bahut aandiyan si, Manmohan Singh as a
Yes,
director.
yes.
And he used to make films which showed Punjab's beauty and how close people are to the roots here, even people who are NRIs, you know, settled in other countries. So many of his films, probably Ji Aaya Nu.
Yes, he
and
had that because he worked with Yash Chopra, so he loved the
Yes.
fields, the
Yes.
golden fields, and the whole larger than life landscape.
And he gave a different turn to Punjabi
Yes,
cinema.
he
You know,
did.
people.
He revived it.
Yes, he revived it, and people loved watching the cinema.
Yes.
So that's all what I can remember right now.
Kindles the love in you for
Yes.
cinema. You're like, wow, I also want to be that actress.
Yes.
You know, but I have seen that, of course, Punjabi cinema has grown. There are a lot of writers, directors, but I still see the inclusion or presence of women when it comes to production, when it comes to direction, writing, or music. It's just negligible.
Yes.
And as actresses, yes, they are there, but the pay parity is also not
There.
that great.
Yes.
What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, first of all, the presence, I feel the same.
Why do you
as,
think?
You know, as actresses, because definitely there are a lot of actresses here. But when it comes to, say, direction or DOP, the director of photography, or say producers even, right? Anybody, designers, we have a lot of women here, and makeup artists we have.
Musicians and writers and
They're
directors.
very less. They're very less. Probably, I mean, maybe that's their individual choice. Sometimes they don't want to venture into this industry. But I feel the day women come into this field, it's going to be a blast. It's going to be something different. You know, because when a woman comes as a director and is portraying a story of girls and womanhood, it's going to be different. Because they have felt it, they have experienced it. So that is definitely something that I really want to see myself in the coming times. More women directors, more women producers, DOPs. I wish there are many, but right now it's not many.
And your
I can
fee
see.
equal to the male co-stars?
Yes, that's a huge issue as well. I mean, if I am a director or producer, you know, they have to feel and experience that a female actress might be working even harder than the male actors, you know.
Yes, you have to keep looking good all the time.
Yeah, and like I read recently, Priyanka Chopra said in 22 years she has got, first time in her life, she has got equally paid for a project in Hollywood. I mean, is that a question? I mean, if I'm there at the helm of the affairs, I would rather correct this. You know, at least to see barabar nahi deni, it should be nearing to the male actors.
So, do you hash it out with your producers?
I do, but you know, there has to be a unity amongst all the female actors. When once you leave the project, you say, no, I see differentiation or I see discrimination here. There are like hundreds of them sitting there who will say, okay, I can work just on pennies or on very less amount. So, you know, your people are losing chances. But if I'm there, I would fix this. And I'm a person who would never keep anybody's hard work, you know. If they have to be financially rewarded, they should. They should
Have
be.
you walked out of a project on these fundamental, you know, this rule that there is a discriminatory presence over here?
Not as of now, because whenever I'm approached with any project, I always discuss. First of all, obviously, I discuss what the content is, what my role is, and I always ask them, okay, how much are you paying? And they say, okay, what is your expectation? I tell them, and they know it. You know, when they've heard it from the market, you are a good worker, you give your 100%. Once I say a yes to any project, I'm in it. So why do you discriminate when it comes to paying? That's a reward, that's a reinforcement that every person, not only a female actor, but every person on set deserves. Whether he or she is a spot boy, you know, whether he or she is a designer, because they're working, it's their profession. So that's important, but I haven't, because I've got good producers, and even for this project I was paid very well. So lucky as of now, but if something of that sort comes out, I might walk away.
And when is Punjab going to shift from Canada? Like all films are being made in Canada or England, and you're wondering visa kida lag de sare de. So you know, I'm
So
just wondering which is the new country that is going to be explored now.
okay,
Yeah.
so I'll tell you, UK people are heading more into UK than Canada. But for us, why Canada was a choice? Because most of the team members are from Canada, most of the actors, and then DOP, our director Gurcharan Singh, and producers, of course, and lot of crew is from Canada only. There's hardly anybody who has flown in from India to
So
shoot.
nobody is doing shooting in Punjab anymore.
Depends on the script again,
Huh.
because mera jada character siga, and they of course they wanted to show Canada's beauty. They have shot a little portion in Punjab as well, but then again it depends on the script. If your script has that okay, you need to shoot it in India or in Punjab, they have to be here. There's no way they are going to UK
But
or
you are at a
Canada.
very interesting turn of time right now because the OTT platform,
Yes.
we have a lot of Punjabi web series now, or Punjab
Yes.
based. There was Tabbar, there is Cat, and
Yes.
of course on YouTube we had Gangland in Motherland
Right.
by Gabbar Sangroor.
Yes.
So and Pukhraj Bhalla's was Yaar Jigri Kasuti Degree.
Okay.
So these were really good web shows, and of
Yes.
course on the OTT platform. So you were at a very interesting time. What do you want to stick to films, or have you got an OTT offer, or you've got any documentary offer?
Yeah, I've got OTT offers as well, the web series, which we're still into talks about. So it might happen very soon. But you know, for an artist, as I said, it doesn't matter where the project is releasing, whether it's just for OTT, whether it's a film releasing in theaters, we have to give 100%. Like I give my 100%. It doesn't matter where it's releasing. That's a point which the producers or the directors or the distributors have to think about. But OTT, definitely the only difference is it has a wider reach because it's available right at a click. It's with the people, but it doesn't matter where it's releasing. As long as your work is reaching to people and it is being released, that's more important.
All right.
Yes.
And for Rang Ratta, you were playing a cabbie, a cab
Yes.
driver. How was it, the experience,
Oh, it
driving in
was
Canada, the Mini Cooper?
it was phenomenal. It was incredible. It is
Did someone actually take you for a real cabbie?
No, not really, because cameras are always mounted in front of the car, the bonnet on the left side, on the right side. There's a car driving in front of you, and the director and the DOP, everybody's
Because
sitting.
here's like women don't know how to drive. How was it like? They were like, okay, Diljott's taken the wheel.
Yeah, so I'm a very good driver, off the point. I'm a very good driver, but when they told me, okay, you have to drive Mini Cooper on the roads of Toronto, I said, okay, let's do it. I had a light in my eyes because I drive when I go to US and Canada.
Okay.
So it wasn't difficult, but I also wanted to see the car, get hold of it, what is in it, understand the theory, just say a hi to the owner and make him comfortable that your car is totally safe. And then I practiced as well, just like 5 to 6 days before the shoot started.
Okay.
I practiced on that Mini Cooper on the roads because the entire shooting is on the real roads
Okay.
of Canada. So, and
Must
then
have
you have
been
to
fun.
take care of the
Yes.
rules as well in Canada, right?
Yeah.
And then my character is such where I'm doing a lot of talking, there are a lot of dialogues, and Roshan initially is just the listener. So I'm driving, looking to the rules, following the rules, and then the expressions, and then my dialogues, balancing a lot.
Balancing.
Interesting.
Any more Punjabi films in pipeline after this?
Yes. So they're not ready for release yet. We'll be shooting for them this summer, but my Hindi film is ready for release. I'm doing a main lead character in that named Anjali,
Okay.
and we shot that in Rajasthan, Hampi, Karnataka, and Mumbai.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful film. Their release date will be announced shortly.
And
Yes.
Rang Ratta took time to release. Is it
Yes. So I'll tell you about Rang Ratta. When COVID started, year after that we started the shoot. Lot of challenges came in. Only the actors weren't wearing masks and could not do the social distancing. But the rest of the crew, everybody was wearing masks and they were like at a distance, idna distance follow karna, everything that. But as a creative, the moment camera switches on and they say action, you're into your character. We used to forget that there's anything like COVID happening here. But yeah, there were a lot of challenges, and there were police tickets issued to our team because there was a certain guideline that so many people cannot gather at one time. And we had some scenes where a party scene was going on, and there had to be more number of people required. And then the police used to come in and give tickets to the team, you know. And but the tickets were like given back to them, which never happened in Canadian history because they showcase their permissions, they're taken proper permissions to do everything.
Alright.
Whether it was the locations or number of people on set. So my director told me कि Canada the history च इतना कदे नहीं होया कि ticket
Ticket
वापस
has been
होई, it has
and
been returned.
has the filmmaking process or the industry, Punjabi film industry, have you seen any change post COVID
Yes.
in terms of their working, in terms of their handling a project?
No, not really.
Have they
I
become
mean,
more crisp and professional?
not really. I mean, it's going the same way, but I would say that Punjabi cinema is growing as such. They're experimenting more with newer scripts, like even the film that we have done, Ratta, that's releasing. It's a very unique script. You know, मतलब वो whole experiment कर रहे हैं, whole experiences share कर रहे हैं with the audiences. That is what matters. And obviously, when you keep working, professionalism has increased in Punjabi cinema. Rest COVID then all, it is just that it put a pause to all the creative projects. Some teams had to wait for their releases like we did, and some went on the OTT directly. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, and obviously the race to do more and more has
happened.
increased.
That creative.
Yes.
Finally, what does Rangrata mean to you as a title and as a film?
Yes. So basically, Rang Ratta as a title, it means that Rang is colors and Ratta is Ishq de vich rangya hoya.
Okay.
We cannot survive without love in our
Drenched
life.
in the color of
Drenched
love.
in the colors of love. We cannot survive. It's a part and parcel of our life. You know, it's the flame of heart. We cannot live without love. So Ishq vich rangya hoya, and the characters will be showcasing that.
Alright.
So in cinemas, 24th March onwards.
On that note, see you in cinemas on March 24th. Thanks, Diljott.
Thank you.
Alright,
Thank you,
bye.
everybody.